A certain man runs to the wise man of the village and says, you know what? I'm having a problem. My home is hell. My home is hell. It's like living in hell. And so the wise man says, what's the answer? He said, there's so many people in my house and there's hardly any space in the house. Okay, you know the story. And so the wise man said, okay, do you have any animals around your house? He says, yes, I've got some fowl, I've got some goats, I've got a cow. He says, now what you must do, when you go back home, do me a favor. Take all the animals into the house. Man is wondering, what's happening with this man? Is he a wise man or what? But nevertheless, because he respected the wisdom of this man, he went home, he took the what? He took the fowls and the goats and the cow into the house with his crowd. Okay? A week later, the wise man meets him. And the wise man asks him, hey, how's things? He says, it's totally bad, it's horrible, it's worse than hell, worse than hell. I don't know how I'm going to continue like this anymore. So the wise man says, okay, you know what you need to do now? You go back home and take the cow, take the goats, take the fowls out of the house. So he goes back home, takes all the animals out of the house, and the following week when he meets the wise man asks him, how's things now? He says, it's like heaven. Amen? He says, my house is like heaven, my home is like heaven. Now my question to you is this. Did he need to go through hell to experience heaven? Did he need to go through hell to experience heaven? Because remember this, that place that once was hell to him is now heaven for him. When he initially came to the wise man, he said, it's over, it's like hell. I can't handle it. It's too much for me. I can't cope with this. I need help. And so now the wise man has to introduce certain circumstances to him to help him to come to a place of appreciating what he has. So the question again is, did he need to go through hell to get to heaven? Did he need to go through hell to get to heaven? Was it necessary for all the animals to come into the home? Was it necessary for all the inconveniences, all the mess in his home? Was it necessary for him to have a heavenly life? It's not a trick question. Did he need to go through hell to get to heaven? No! No, because ultimately he realizes the place that he thought was hell was really heaven. The hassle was, he was seeing in negative. Look at the neighbor, say, neighbor, you don't need to go through hell to get to heaven. You don't need to go to hell to get to heaven. You don't need to go through hell to get to heaven. And so Jesus, when he says this man to this woman, he says, I don't condemn you, but you go and sin no more. Because as long as you continue to see negative, you'll be taking yourself through hell. You'll be taking yourself through hell. You'll be causing misery to enter into your life. You'll be cramping you'll be messing your whole lifestyle. Neighbors and neighbor, you don't have to go through hell to get to heaven. Now the mission of this church and the mandate that God gave us is to bring heaven on earth. Amen. He says this is a mission that the Lord has given to me. He says, I'm going to take you and lead you to, you have to cross over Jordan and you're going to face cities that are greater and mightier than you. Cities which are fenced up to heaven. That means people that don't have an understanding that you can live in heaven while on earth. People don't understand that. They don't understand that. They think that heaven is a pie in the sky. In the great by and by, they don't realize that where God is, that's heaven. by God. God in His wisdom has decided to bring you to planet Earth to be what? To be the one that can take charge over the planet. To be in control of the earth. Now you cannot be in control of the earth if you're not in control of yourself. And you cannot be in control of yourself if you're seeing in negative. If you don't realize, what, God doesn't do anything unnecessarily. And if God doesn't do anything unnecessarily, and since He did me, there's a need for me. I'm not a mistake here. I'm not an accident here. I'm not by chance here. I'm not here as a problem looking for solutions. I'm the solution looking for problems. I'm here. My presence here makes this world a better place. Amen. And so I know that this world is not I'm not here to make this world a better place. This world is a better place because I'm here. How do I come to that mind? How do I come to think, hey, this world is a better place because I'm here? Can I come to that place because I'm seeing negative? No! I'll never be able to say, I'm God's gift to this world. Can you say that you are God's gift to mankind, to this world? No! Why? Because you're so busy seeing in negative. S-I-N, sin. Jesus says, go and sin no more. Go and sin no more. You think God doesn't want you to sin because He's going to lose out on certain things when you're sinning? You think that you seeing in negative affects God? Does the clouds change the sky? No, it makes no difference to the sky. Am I talking to someone today? Let's look at John chapter 5, please. John chapter 5. And verse 14. Now that you are well, Jesus continues. He says, sin no more. Now that you are well, don't see negative anymore. Now, why does Jesus say, now that you are well, sin no more? Let's read the rest of that verse. Can we read it together? Lest a worse thing come unto you. Amen. And he says, now that you are well, don't sin anymore. Why? Because if you see negative, you're going to bring a worse thing to you. Now that you're well, stop seeing in negative. Because your seeing negative is going to cripple you. Your seeing in negative is going to cause your life to be miserable. Jesus does not say to you, stop sinning because your sinning is affecting Him. No, it's affecting you. It's messing your life up. It's restricting you. It's crippling you. It's hindering you from being all that you are designed to be. You are as great as God. You are the image and likeness of God. When God looks at you, He sees Himself. When God looks at you, He does what? He sees Himself. When you look at yourself, do you see God? You will not see God if you're seeing in negative. Not see God if you're seeing in negative. And so He says to this woman, I don't condemn you. Now you go and sin no more. He speaks to this man. He says, now that you are well, don't sin again. Don't sin anymore. Unless you want something worse to happen to you. Amen. So does God cause all that hell to happen in our lives? Does God cause the hell to happen in our lives? No, it's not God causing the hell in our lives. It's we through our negative seeing causes the hell to happen in our lives. If this man was looking at his house and he was enjoying everything that he had, he didn't have any reason to go complain to the wise man, would the wise man tell him to take all the animals into the house? Would the wise man tell him to take all the animals into the house? No, he wouldn't. There was no need for him to do that. Yes? Amen. Are we here? Amen. Amen. I want you to understand this. So the wise man would never have done that. But if the wise man did not do that, would this man come out of hell and step into heaven? See, even though God doesn't cause things to happen, God allows things to happen. You understand what I'm saying? God allows things to happen because we know this. Everything that is happening to us is really happening for us. This is the loving Father that we have. Everything that is happening to you is really happening for you. And so when you come to a place where you start to, if you're seeing things in negative, then God will cause you to see something worse so that you start to appreciate what you have. I don't know whether you understand what I'm talking about. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, you don't have to go through hell to get to heaven. This man did not need to get all those animals into his house to enjoy heaven in his own. But because of what? Because of seeing his circumstance negatively, he brought those other situations into his life so that he can come back into living a heavenly lifestyle. See, that's why God allows puts us in a fix. That's the whole reason God puts us in a fix. God allows us to experience the fix. What is the purpose of the fix? The fix is to fix you. Amen? To fix you means to what? To repair you. To repair you means what? To pair you again with God. You are God's partner on planet Earth. You are the hands of God, the feet of God, the mouthpiece of God. You are in partnership with God. But what happens is because you now have forgotten that, God has to bring you again. He has to repair you. So that now you start to live as Lord upon the earth. You start to live as Lord upon the earth. Don't live as a victim. You're not a victim. You're a child of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You're the design of the mastermind. You're the masterpiece of the master artist. Everything that is happening around you is strategically allowed to happen around you. And if for some reason you think it's a fix, it is a fix. And it's intended for your benefit. It's not designed to break you. It's designed to make you. Am I talking to someone today? All you need to do is start to experience the heaven in it. Start to see the hand of God in everything, and you learn to leave everything in the hand of God. So Jesus says to this woman, go and sin no more. Why is he saying go and sin no more? Doesn't he want her to enjoy his life? No! He wants her to enjoy his life. He knows that seeing negative is going to mess your life up. And he wants to bring heaven into your home, bring heaven into your life. And so that's why he says, go and see and sin no more.